Black History Month, a Boston-based institution is shining a light on African-American history right here in our community. Levan's out live this morning at the Museum of African-American History, sharing some important local stories, Lev.
I'll tell you what, when you got a chance to come through here, the first thing I said was, man, I did not know it was here. And I get a chance to talk to Dr. Noel. And Dr. Noel, I've got to ask you first and foremost, where are we? So people know, so people have an idea.
So we are in Beacon Hill. We're located at 46 Joy Street, and we're on the north side of Beacon Hill, which is where the historically black community of Boston was located.
What was it like for people to kind of stumble upon this and then their eyes just open up because they get a chance to see the wonders of stuff that went on here?
Well, the building we're in is the African Meeting House. It is the oldest existing black church building in the country, built in 1806 and largely funded by the African American community. So most people, when they come here, they don't think of Beacon Hill as having buildings like this. And so they're surprised. And when you come into this room, you can feel the history. If you look down at the floorboards that we're standing on are over 200 years old. So when you come in this room, you are literally walking in the footsteps of history.
Tell me the significance of this pulpit right here.
Well, this podium has been here for about 219 years, and people like William Lloyd Garrison and our very own Frederick Douglass actually spoke from this podium. And so they would talk about abolitionism, the fight for human rights for African Americans. So this has a rich legacy.
Yes. So now, as we mentioned Frederick Douglass, we get a chance over here to see the Frederick Douglass AI exhibit. And joining right now is Angela Tate. Angela, how great is this exhibit? Because this is kind of one of a kind right now.
Yes, we are using digitally immersive technologies to tell old stories in new ways, including using historic figures and their words to talk to people, and you can talk to them as well. So Frederick Douglass, you can ask him a question, or you can use the preloaded questions, and he can respond based on your age group or your grade in school, or if you're an adult. And you can also just have a conversation with him about human rights in a lot of his abolition writings.
So I'll ask him a question right now, and I'll say, what was it like to be an enslaved man? And then you wait a couple of seconds, and then he gives the answer. And it's one of those things where it's interactive, and you get a chance to hear him speak, and it gives people just those ideas.
Being an enslaved man was a harrowing experience filled with suffering and despair. My natural elasticity was crushed, and my intellect languished under the weight of bondage.
I've got to ask you, how wonderful is this for people to kind of see, hear, and hear from the first time?
Well, one of the questions that everyone always asks is, was that the sound of his voice? Is he really this tall? I would say no and no, but also this is how we get to reinterpret and reimagine historical figures using their own words.
Tell me about some of the programs you have through this month. I know that you're doing one also with some of the programs.
So every Saturday I am giving a curatorial tour of Being Frederick Douglass. This Saturday we're having a quilt event with Sisters of the Stitches, and on Sunday we have a choral concert for William Cooper Nell with the Beacon Hill Civic Association, and then yoga programs, Black History Month readings, and an AP African American History program.
What is it like for you as well when you get a chance to see people stumble upon this 46 Joy Street and they say, hey, you know what, I didn't know this was here, and now I'm able to bring more people in here?
So as a brand new resident of Boston, I'm always amazed by how people outside of Boston and in Boston don't know this exists. And this is a treasure. We are standing in the footsteps of history, as Dr. Trent said, and we get to tell the story of the space as well as the people who inhabited the North Slope of Beacon Hill.
I will say this, I want to thank Dr. Noel Trent, and I want to thank Angela Tate, because guess what? It's a chance for education, it's a chance for people to come in here and learn. It's also a chance for people to come in here and communicate and kind of join one another and feel what history is all about. All the exhibits, everything that's here, you get a feeling of what everybody was going through, you can absorb it, and then you can take it with you and tell others. Jordan, back to you.
Levan, thanks so much for showing us inside the museum. What a great time to go visit. We often don't always explore our own museums in our own backyard, and this is the time to do it.